sometimes the greatest business advantage isn't money. It's having the right mentor who believes in you enough to hold you accountable.
Although you have a dream and you have talent, you still need a plan.
Yes.
And you have to have goals. You have to have clear set goals with timelines as well.
It's always nice to have an accountability partner or a mentor who've walked the path before.
Yeah.
And they can actually give you the guidance and show you the pitfalls that you're sometimes not even aware of.
Yeah. Be accountable. Don't just say you've got a goal or a dream, but hold yourself accountable and tell that to somebody so that they can hold you accountable.
Business requires accountability, planning and discipline. True success in service-based businesses comes from genuine connection and investment in people. Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take the brave leap to build businesses and lives that they deserve. I'm Debbie. And today I have someone with me whose story beautifully illustrates that sometimes the greatest business advantage isn't money. It's having the right mentor who believes in you enough to hold you accountable. I'm here with Belinda van Skolpijk, owner of Glow Getter SA. And her journey proves that when you combine passion, mentorship and strategic collaboration, you can build something that lasts decades. Belinda's entrepreneurial journey began at 22 years old, when she and her business partner decided to open their own beauty salon. But here's what makes her story special. Her grandfather, a businessman himself, didn't just hand them money. He made them draw up a business plan, then loaned them the capital with full accountability. They paid back that loan within the first 6 months. 20 years later, Belinda is still thriving in the beauty industry. She's been nominated for the Women of Stature Award in the beauty and fashion category, competing with industry giants. She runs a home-based beauty salon, where she doesn't just provide treatments, she creates a space where clients feel comfortable sharing their fears, thoughts, and successes. But Belinda's success isn't just about her technical skills or a business acumen. It's about how she built a business on relationships, with mentors who guided her, with her business partner who started a journey with her, and with clients who became friends and family over 2 decades. As someone who believes in mentorship and collaboration are essential ingredients for entrepreneurial success, I'm excited to explore how Belinda has leveraged her relationships to build a 20-year legacy in an industry where many businesses don't survive the first year. Belinda, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's start with that pivotal moment when your grandfather became your first business mentor. At age 22, your grandfather made you draw up a business plan before loaning you the money to start. What did that experience teach you about business? And how has his mentorship and his approach influenced how you now support young women entering the beauty industry?
Yes, I think I looked up to him as well because he's had his own business for years and years. So the first person we thought of to ask money for, instead of going to the bank, because we're 22, you're not going to get a loan, you don't have any debt, so they're not going to give you a loan. And so we asked him and he said, okay, he'll do it, but he first wants to see this business plan. So we have to have a plan. We have to show him what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. We had to have so many things in place. He wanted to see it on paper.
Yes.
And that made us think as well. And that's how I approach it today, to say that although you have a dream and you have talent, you still need a plan.
Yes.
And you have to have goals. You have to have clear set goals with timelines as well, because I think that's also the problem. We make goals, but we don't put a timeline to it. So we think, oh, well, if I don't do it this year, maybe in the following 5 years. But if you know, I need to pay this within, because he said, listen, I can loan it for you for how long ever you want. But if you want it interest-free, you have to pay it in 6 months. So we said, okay, we'll take that challenge. And he first looked at us and he thought, oh, these two young girls, what do they know? And we just decided we will pay this back. We wanted to see that we are serious and that we're not just fooling around, and in a few months' time we're going to say, no, we don't want to do it anymore. So we set to those plans and we set those goals, and we just believe that hard work will pay off. And sometimes I wish today you could see it, because now he's passed, but he was so giving just, and like giving us advice and telling us how to do it. And although, I mean, he's a man and he was in the steelworks industry, he didn't know anything about beauty, he still said to us, you girls going to make money. And I said, yes, we are, because we know what we're doing, and we're doing it for the glory of God. So we know that we're blessed then. And he just said, okay, so as long as we've got a plan and you stick to it. So every month we had to go to him to give him the money, because he wanted to see, are we on track? And I think that accountability made the difference. So that I try and teach that to the younger beauty therapists now, to be accountable. Don't just say you've got a goal or a dream, but hold yourself accountable and tell that to somebody so that they can hold you accountable. Because it's easy for yourself to say, oh, well, it doesn't suit me or it doesn't work for me, but it's better if there's somebody that pushes you a bit.
And that's what I always teach my clients. It's always nice to have an accountability partner or a mentor who've walked the path before. And they can actually give you the guidance and show you the pitfalls that you're sometimes not even aware of.
Yeah, definitely.
You started with a business partner and now mentor young beauty therapists. How has collaboration been a key factor in your 20-year success in an industry where many businesses don't even survive their first year?
I really believe in that principle in the Bible that says two are better than one. And although now I'm working alone, I still collaborate with a lot of people. I always feel that throughout your years, you pick up experience, you learn new skills, and you know how to do things that somebody maybe 5 years younger than you don't know how to do. So if I can give that over, I always say you can't go to the grave of all this knowledge and you never pass it on. I mean, someday we're going to stop doing what we're doing, and then hopefully the next generation will be able to just go on without struggling. So if you can go through all that struggles and teach somebody else how to do it, it's so much better. And that was I think the biggest thing with me and my friend. We understood each other. So we could work together very well. If I was busy and she wasn't, and she saw that I had a facial, she could quickly get my room ready. So we were really striving to help each other to be better and also hold each other accountable, but not feel that, oh, well, she's just working all day and I feel sorry for myself, I'm not going to help her. We kept on helping each other and we kept on thriving on that. And I think that today is the best thing for me, to see somebody achieve something that I could help them with.
Exactly. And like I said, collaboration can either make or break a company. And luckily for you, you could actually work together in a beautiful space and not step each other's toes and make decisions together that could actually expand your business.
Definitely. And I think that is a big problem we have today. People don't want to help each other. They'd rather, I want to achieve it by myself. And if you help somebody, oh my goodness, so many great things can happen, because some people's got different ideas and different approaches. So if you help each other, how much more can you achieve than just being by yourself?
Definitely.
So
you said that your clients don't just get treatments. They share their fears, laugh with you, cry with you, and train with you. You invest in them rather than rushing them through. How did you create this depth in a beauty salon? And how has this approach, sustained your business for 2 decades?
I always think, how would I feel if I walk into a beauty salon? How would I want to feel, and how would I want to feel when I walk out? How would I want to be treated? And I do that accordingly. So if my client comes in and I can see that she's had a bad day or she's going through a tough time, I try to give her space to just speak. I think that I saw that more in COVID time as well. When the salons could open, ladies needed a place to just vent and cry and kick off their shoes because they were so tired of keeping house, being mom, being teacher, being everything. And even as though we went back to everything is normal, I think it's never normal again. We are just overworking more now than what we used to. So I always feel any lady needs to get a place where she can just feel safe. She can just like cry because she can walk in there and like it's her mom's house and she can just cry because I'm so tired and frustrated. And then at least by the time she gets home, she's given me everything and I can handle it. And then she doesn't moan with her husband and her kids and so on. So I think just creating a space where people feel safe.
Yes.
And especially us ladies, we want to feel cherished and loved and special. And I always just go back to, even if I have a bad day and bad clients and people that are rude or whatever, I always think, still, how would I still want to be treated? Even though I have a bad day, I would still want to be treated nicely.
Exactly.
And that, I think, to have created that space for people to just say, listen, kick off your shoes if you feel like it. And just sit, and even if you just don't even want to speak to me,
Yes.
just sit here in silence. I can still do that as well for you, because at least when you go home, you feel better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 20 years in the beauty industry is remarkable, especially with constantly changing trends and techniques. You're not even nominated for Women of Stature alongside industry giants. What has been your strategy for staying relevant and competitive for 2 decades?
I really try and do lots of extra courses, or even if I go on holiday, I go to different spas and salons and I see how they do it. I see what's different, how does their place look and how does it make me feel, and I try to bring that sometimes back to really create that space for my client to feel special and to always feel that I'm on trend. I haven't studied 20 years ago and I'm still just doing things that I did 20 years ago. I try and stay relevant, move with the times. And I sometimes ask my clients, listen, what would you like to see me do in the salon? Is there something you're really in need of? I also check my environment, where I stay, and would people pay that for those specific treatments? And then try and do it accordingly so that they can still get the benefit, like almost like that, but they don't have to pay so much. So I really try and get a lot of information. I always read up on new trends and go to all the beauty shows and expos and so on. So I really try to stay on trend. There's a few things I sometimes think is a bit overboard, but I try to stay relevant for my clients, because I think if you just stagnate and stay in one place, you are going to stop sometimes.
Exactly that.
And this is absolute motivation. So I do not want to stop. I always tell my clients, maybe by the time I'm 65 and I like to be over a little bit, then you'll still come to me. But I just try and stay on trend. And like I say, some of the trends are a bit crazy, but if there's a few and I see it can work, I try and go and study and like really make my knowledge just grow more than what I've already got.
You love helping young beauty therapists, and you're involved in teaching girls aged 12 to 14 about being ladies and changing the world. What is your vision for the legacy you are building? And what is the most important lesson you want to pass on to the next generation?
This is such a big dream, and God has given me this dream. So I stood at the school where I picked my kids up the one day, and this little girl runs to me and she says, "Oh, you look so pretty." And oh shame, she looked a bit, her hair was messed and she was dirty on her clothes. And I felt so in my heart, I said, "But you're beautiful too." She said, "Yes, but I'm dirty." I said, "It's fine." And immediately that evening I said to my husband, I wish I can make even girls from a young age feel that they are pretty, they're worth it, they're enough. And then that night I had this dream. So the following morning I told my husband and I said to him that God has given me this dream, but I don't know what to do with it, because I'm a boy mom. Although I'm in beauty, I don't know anything about little girls. So I really want this dream to just thrive so that I can pass it on sometimes. So I met up with a friend. I said, God, just put somebody on my path that can do this with me. I really don't know where to start, what to do. And this friend of mine is also a boy mom. So we both laughed. We said, God works in mysterious ways. So I started chatting with her, and she actually said to me that she wished one day she could be part of something like this to change girls' minds. So I think the biggest lesson for us was to see how we're busy. This year's our 6th year. So we are seeing now that all the seeds we planted almost like 6 years ago is only coming up now. And sometimes you don't see it, but you need to plant it and to teach the girls that if we can straighten each other's crowns. We don't need to be better than somebody. You just need to be your best. And then if you work with another one that is her best, we can change the world.
Definitely.
And we've seen that with our group last year. They were so accommodating towards each other. So they complemented each other and they really were just so loving. And I was actually in awe of it at our last work class we had with them. And I said to them, this is what we need in the world. We need women supporting each other. We need women saying, listen, let me just straighten your top. It's skew, or let me do this. Oh, listen, there's a bit of lipstick on your teeth. Where people don't do that anymore because they just don't want to see somebody else pass them.
Exactly.
Where, like I said, if you work together, you can be so much more. And God intended us to work together. We're one body. And we all have different parts, but we need to work together to give out the best in the world. And if I can just teach that to any young girl or even the beauty therapist, they are very competitive and they never want to share their ideas or contacts or any experience that they had or knowledge. They just want to keep it for themselves. But if you can share it, oh my goodness, it can be so much better. So if I can just teach them that, like, just straighten each other's grounds. It's not a cute little quote. It's really a thing. If you can do that, yesterday you can be better, they can be better. It can just be such a wonderful world.
Belinda, thank you for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. Your story demonstrates that sustainable business success isn't just about technical skills or marketing strategies. It's about relationships, mentorship, and creating spaces where people feel truly seen and valued. Here's what moves me about Belinda's approach. She understood from day one, thanks to her grandfather's mentorship, that business requires accountability, planning, and discipline. But she also understood that true success in service-based businesses comes from genuine connection and investment in people. 4 powerful lessons in this conversation. First, the right mentor can transform your entrepreneurial journey. Belinda's grandfather didn't just give her money. He gave her a business education, accountability, and confidence by believing in her enough to invest. Second, collaboration and partnership can accelerate your success where you choose the right people, whether it's business partners, fellow professionals, or mentees. The relationship you build becomes your greatest asset. Third, creating depth in client relationships builds business sustainability. Belinda's clients don't just come for treatments, they come for transformation, connection, and investment. That kind of loyalty can't be replicated by competitors. Fourth, longevity comes from continuous evolution when staying true to your core values. If you are in the beauty industry or any service-based business, think about how you can create the kind of sacred space Belinda has built, where clients feel invested in, not rushed through. And if you're just starting out, seek mentors who will hold you accountable while believing in your potential. Send me a message and tell me about a mentor who changed your business trajectory, or about how you are mentoring the next generation. Let's celebrate the power of passing wisdom forward. Remember what Belinda showed us today. that when you build on a foundation of strong mentorship, when you collaborate strategically, and when you create genuine connection with those who you serve, you don't just build a business that survives. You build a legacy that impacts generations. Your 20 years start with your first brave decision and your first wise mentor. Thank you for listening, beautiful souls. See you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.